Canada's Labour Minister is stepping in to try and end the Canada Post strike.
Suffice to say that positions appeared to have hardened. It became very clear to me that we were in a total impasse.
Steve McKinnon says he will ask, or has asked, the Canada Industrial Relations Board to decide if Canada Post and the union are anywhere near reaching a deal. Doesn't sound like it. And if they are at an impasse, the board will then order workers back on the job. McKinnon says he expects mail service to return next week, maybe not in time for Christmas, but remote and rural communities have been particularly hard hit by the strike. Joella Hogan runs Yukon Soaps in Mayo, Yukon, and has had to pause online sales for her company. Joella, nice to see you.
Kemi-Sothan, good morning.
Good morning to you. So tell me, what has this been like for your business over the past, going on a month now?
Yeah, it's hard to believe it's a month. I feel like I've had to make a lot of big decisions and different decisions during that time. I think when it first happened, I had hoped that it would be resolved in a few days and had packages, lining up, ready to take them when it was lifted. And then after a week, when I was listening more to what was happening, I started to realize that this was going to be going on for a long time, that the views just seemed to be so different. And so, had to make the decision to close online sales, which was really, really a hard one. But I was watching one by one other small businesses around me up here in the north have to make the same decision.
How devastating. So what has that meant for your business then, like in terms of financial loss?
Yeah, it's a huge loss. Absolutely. I've had to lay several of my team members off, which is not ideal before Christmas. It's not ideal any time, of course, but especially before Christmas and during winter, when up here in the north, our bills are high, the cost of living and gas. And so the impact that has on, not just myself, but the people that I employ and support as well. And of course, disappointing to customers who are trying to support an Indigenous women-owned business in Canada's north. It's really disappointing to them that they can't make the purchases this Christmas season.
Yeah, so talk to me about that a little bit, because obviously, the impact is not felt the same way where I am in Ottawa. Obviously, there's a couple things I haven't got, but mostly careers and whatnot have picked up the slack. So how is it different in the north?
Yeah, in my community, so for context, I'm 4 hours, 400 kilometers or so from Whitehorse, and our only shipping option is Canada Post. And so I knew that when I started this business over 12 years ago, that was going to be my shipping model, and, put a lot of faith in that, I guess. But so when there have been, road closures or different things impacting Canada Post, then we just adapt. Sure. This certainly is a bigger pivot, but at the end of the day, for me, it's just soap, but so many people in our community, of course, are depending on different checks coming in and medications and other things. I think, just the impact of that. And I guess I've also learned during this time about how people in southern Canada are really not aware of how restricted we are up here and how we can get things.
Yeah. No, it has been a learning thing for me as well, like just in terms of, obviously I had a sense, but not to this extent. And you're right, this is your business, and some people it's more of a life or death situation, frankly, some of these deliveries. If Canada Post gets back to work this week, end of this week, does that help you at all? Like, how quickly can you get things up and going? Would it help you with your Christmas sales? Give me a sense of that.
Yeah, what it'll do is allow us to get the shipments that we have been holding, but certainly we won't be able to. It already takes so long for parcels to get that way, so we don't anticipate getting an increase in sales as soon as it's lifted. Thankfully, Canadians have been incredible at purchasing gift cards this season. And so we know that once it's over and into the new year, people will be shopping and will be able to get back on track. But I think for my business, some big thinking to happen into the new year about strategizing and partnerships and how can I continue to function up here in the north when the cost of shipping is so high and the length of time. So lots of thinking to happen, but yeah.
What do you think the government waited too long to intervene here?
I think I'm mixed. I mean, I support the Canada Post workers, especially the ones up here in the north who work, long hours in the cold and that kind of thing. Selfishly, of course, I wish the government had intervened earlier, that we could have, got things back going a little bit. But I hope that they can come to an agreement soon.
So the gift cards are a good idea, though, you're saying, for people, businesses like yours. That's the way to help you get through this.
Absolutely. It's so grateful. And I mean, I should say Yukoners are amazing too, and shopping local and the messages. I mean, we've only had a few returns from parcels, but people are messaging asking, how can I shop? And, we're selling so many gift cards, which is amazing, and encourage people to do that, whether it's from me or from other small businesses, especially business in the north. I really feel that businesses in the north and Indigenous businesses, which are primarily rural, have really, really been disproportionately impacted through this.
Yeah. Gift cards is a super idea. Joella Hogan, thank you for making the time. Merry Christmas. I hope all gets back to working normally again. Thanks.
Take good care.